Okay, thank you. So today I'll be talking to you guys a little bit about the aftermath in regards to our case. So there's a lot of negative things that are going on because a lot of the mothers were not properly informed as the repercussions that would happen in regards to the lack of baby formula that was given to their children because they had to spread it out. A lot of them had to spread out the amount of baby formula they gave to their children because they had a lack of income. So some examples are babies suffered extreme weight loss. A lot of children died due to malnutrition. And if they didn't die from malnutrition or suffered extreme weight loss, they had growth problems or diarrhea diseases. So an example that I want to give you guys today is there was a Peruvian nurse who reported that baby formula has made its way into the Peruvian jungle, in which the water that they use there is a river that they share amongst various activities, which could be laundry or the toilet or other activities that they use on their day-to-day basis, in which they use that water to mix with the baby formula. However, that's the water that they have access to, so it's not going to be 100% clean water like you or I have access to. So they had to use not 100% clean water in regards to their baby formula, which had negative effects on their babies, which resulted in extreme cases of diarrhea or extreme cases of vomiting. Also, it drastically decreased the amount of breastfeeding in rural countries such as the Philippines, Central America, or countries in Africa because they saw it as an alternative to use for feeding their children. People in those countries have a very busy lifestyle. They're trying to do extra labor, get all the resources that they can to help out with their family, and they saw the baby formula as an alternative to give them a little bit more time to help out with their family, so they didn't have to take a little bit more time away from the breastfeeding. So I'm going to give you guys another example as well that will help explain these charts. So this first chart right here is talking about the average height and weight for newborn infants. So that is from age birth to 9 months. So we have a Jamaican woman who had many children, and she brought her 2 youngest children to a pediatrician. Her 2 youngest were 4 months and 18 months. So we're going to talk about the 4-month-old first. So her 4-month-old weighed in at 5 pounds, which is 2 less from which they were born. And let's take a look. As a 4-month-old boy, you should be weighing in around 11 to 14 pounds. And for a girl, you should be weighing in 13 to 15 pounds. And that's in regards to a 3-month-old. So her 4-month-old should have been a little bit more than what those ranges were. But again, the 4-month-old was extremely malnourished because she had to spread out the amount of portions to give her child because she didn't have as much of an income as other mothers would have in first world countries. And she also didn't have access to the information as the results that would happen if she did spread out the portions in regards for her children. So the second chart talks to you about the average height and weight for toddlers, and that age ranges from 12 months to 21 months. So her second child, who was also malnourished, was 18 months. So if we take a look at that, 18 months, the weight is 20 to 24 if you are a girl, and then for a boy, it's 22 to 26 pounds. So you can see that the 18-month-old was nearly half of what the chart here is stating that a healthy baby at that age would be. Okay, and I just want to read you guys a little quote from World Health Organization, which states, globally, breastfeeding has the potential to prevent about 80,000 deaths among children under 5 each year if all children 0 to 23 months were optimally breastfed. So that just goes to show you that almost 1 million kids could have been prevented in any of these negative effects that I was talking to you guys about if they were just breastfed or given the proper amount of information in regards to the portions with baby formula. So we talked a lot about third world countries. Let's talk about the effects that it could have on a country around us. So some negative effects that could happen was metabolic stress on the baby, which could lead to future issues of diabetes, obesity, liver problems, and cardiovascular diseases. So because baby formula is an extra, it's like a supplement for babies so that they can get the nutrients they need in order to grow. Some cases were that some babies were growing too much that their metabolic system could not take it. Okay, and I'm also going to talk to you guys a little bit about our recommendations that we have today. So the first one would be implement a training program for employees. So when you work for a company as big as Nestle, which is a market leader, I feel like our team felt like that we should have a training system in place that gives the employees the necessary training and development they can have to have proper product knowledge on what their company is selling. So we would have training programs for all employees that are coming in to get trained on the product, the positive effects, the negative effects, and all of the answers that they would need in regards to our product, as well as research that is going on with our product, so that they are fully informed as to what is going on with our company and the products that they are trying to sell on the market. The second recommendation we have is to create a step-by-step guide as to how to obtain clean water. So a lot of our consumers are mothers in third world countries, and we want to make sure that they're able to use our product without having negative effects like losing their child to malnutrition or diarrhea diseases or extreme vomiting. We want to have positive effects because the baby formula is there to replace the breastfeeding. So it is a form of a meal for the child. So we want to ensure that these mothers know that there are negative effects if they use unclean water with the baby formula, and how they can get clean water if they're not able to get full access to it. So we would have a pamphlet that would be attached to maybe the side of the can, the bottle, or whatever package that we would be sending out to each country. And it would give them instructions on to how to obtain clean water with the resources that are around them. Of course, whatever country it would be going to, it would be best for us, Nestle, to translate the language to whatever country is going to. So if we were going to the Philippines, we would send it in the language, their main dialect. If we were sending it to an African country, we would make sure each region had their own language so that there was not a language barrier. And even if still we did have a language barrier, we would ensure that we have clarified messages in regards to visuals so that people could understand step by step how to create clean water with the resources that they have. Okay, thank you.